might not realize it, but behind the glitz and glamour, the Olympic Games lie stories of tragedy that have shaken the sports world to its core. In today's episode, we'll uncover the shocking tales of 5 Olympic accidents that went horribly wrong. From a gymnast's devastating fall to a figure skater's brutal attack, watch as we dive into these heart-wrenching moments that turned the pursuit of Olympic glory into life-altering tragedies with lasting consequences. This is the true tragedy of those elite athletes who risked everything for the Olympics' glory. Number 5. Tokyo, Japan, 2020 BMX racing. In the high-stakes world of Olympic BMX racing, where split-second decisions can mean the difference between glory and disaster, few stories are as harrowing as that of Connor Fields. The American rider, a gold medalist at the 2016 Rio Olympics, was poised for greatness at the Tokyo 2020 Games. But on July 30th, 2021, his dreams of back-to-back Olympic titles came crashing down, literally.
Great Britain!
It'll be Cayman! Oh, we see a crash!
As the semifinal race began, Fields was in prime position near the front of the pack. The tension was palpable as the riders approached the first sharp turn. Suddenly, disaster struck. Fields' front wheel clipped the back wheel of the rider in front of him. In an instant, the favorite for gold lost control and slammed into the track. But the nightmare was far from over. As Fields lay motionless on the course, 2 other riders, unable to avoid the fallen champion, rode over his body. The sickening sound of bikes crashing and the gasps of onlookers filled the air. Fields' head hit the track and his body rolled multiple times. The severity of the crash became immediately apparent. Fields had stopped breathing. Medical teams rushed to the scene, desperately working to clear his airways. As he was rushed to the hospital, the extent of his injuries began to emerge. A brain hemorrhage, a collapsed lung, broken ribs, and torn ligaments in his shoulder. For 5 agonizing days, Fields fought for his life in the hospital, part of that time in intensive care. The BMX world held its breath, hoping for a miracle. Slowly, Fields began to recover, but the road ahead would be long and uncertain. The accident left an indelible mark on Fields' life and career. Faced with the risk of permanent brain damage if he suffered another head injury, he made the heart-wrenching decision to retire from the sport he loved. Number 4. Rio, Brazil, 2016 Gymnastics. The 2016 Rio Olympics were meant to be Samir Ait Said's moment of triumph. The French gymnast, a European champion on the rings, had already overcome the disappointment of missing the 2012 London Games due to injury. At 26, he was in his prime, ready to showcase his skills on the world's biggest stage. But on August 6th, 2016, his Olympic dream turned into a nightmare that would shock the world. As Ait Said approached the vault during the men's artistic gymnastics qualifications, the arena buzzed with anticipation. He launched into a complex triple backflip, his body twisting through the air with incredible speed and precision. But as he came down for the landing, something went terribly wrong. In a split second, the crowd's excitement turned to horror. Ait Said's left leg buckled under him, the sound of snapping bone echoing through the stunned arena. His tibia and fibula had shattered, the open fracture visible to the horrified onlookers. The gymnasium fell silent, save for the athlete's cries of agony. Medical teams rushed to Ait Said's aid, quickly whisking him away on a stretcher. The severity of the injury was immediately apparent. His Olympic journey was over before it had truly begun. But even in the face of this devastating setback, Ait Said's indomitable spirit shone through. From his hospital bed, he vowed to return for the Tokyo Olympics, his determination unwavering. He continued to support his teammates, embodying the true spirit of an Olympian. Yes, true to his word, Ait Said did return. 5 years later, at the Tokyo Olympics, he not only competed, but served as France's flag bearer, a testament to his resilience and the enduring power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Number 3. Slovenia, 2021 Ski World Cup, Ski Jump. On March 25, 2021, Olympic champion Daniel Andre Tanda experienced a severe accident during a ski flying World Cup event in Planica, Slovenia. The 27-year-old Norwegian ski jumper lost control during a training jump, leading to a dramatic crash that shocked the skiing community. As Tonda approached the landing slope, he lost his balance mid-air, causing him to land sideways. The impact was severe, with Tonda hitting the snow at high speed before sliding unconscious down the hill. The fall was described by witnesses as both spectacular and dramatic. Medical teams responded immediately. Tonda was found unconscious and required intubation and assisted ventilation on site. He was initially transported by ambulance, still unconscious, before being airlifted to a hospital in Ljubljana for further examination and treatment. The severity of Tonda's condition necessitated placing him in an artificial coma for 4 days. Despite the violent nature of the fall, his injuries were not life-threatening. Tonda suffered a punctured lung and a fractured collarbone. Initial medical examinations were described as very promising by doctors. The Norwegian team expressed extreme gratitude for the swift and professional medical care Tonda received following his fall. This incident served as a stark reminder of the inherent dangers in ski jumping, even for top-level athletes. Remarkably, Tonda's recovery progressed well. He was able to return to competition approximately 8 months after the accident, indicating effective management of his rehabilitation. In the aftermath, Tonda took a proactive approach to understanding his accident. He analyzed the video footage over 100 times to comprehend what went wrong, potentially contributing to improved techniques and safety measures in the sport. The fact that Tonda could resume his competitive career suggests that sporting authorities deemed existing safety measures adequate. However, his accident underscores the ongoing need for vigilance and continuous improvement in athlete safety protocols in high-risk sports like ski jumping. Number 2. Colorado, United States, 2007, figure skating. On February 8, 2007, at the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships in Colorado Springs, a routine performance turned into a harrowing incident that shocked the figure skating world. Canadian pair skaters Jessica Dubé, 19, and Bryce Davison, 21, were executing their free skate program. During a side-by-side camel spin, a challenging move where skaters spin with one leg extended horizontally, the pair drifted too close to each other. In a split second, Davison's skate blade struck Dubé's face, severely cutting her left cheek and nose. Dubé immediately fell to the ice, blood spreading across the rink. Davison quickly moved to comfort her as medical personnel rushed to provide aid. The severity of the injury was immediately apparent, and Dubé was stretchered off the ice and rushed to a nearby hospital. That evening, Dubé underwent surgery requiring 83 stitches to repair the laceration. Fortunately, her eye was unharmed and no bones were broken. Dr. J. Christopher Pruitt, the attending surgeon, noted that the cut occurred along natural skin tension lines, which typically heal with less visible scarring. The accident highlighted the inherent risks in pair skating, where precision and timing are crucial. Both Dubé and Davison subsequently received treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder, underscoring the psychological impact of such incidents. Remarkably, just 10 days after the accident, Dubé returned to the ice for training. The pair's resilience was evident as they competed in the World Championships the following month. Dubé later stated that the scar had improved significantly, saying, "You can't even see it on TV." In the years since, Dubé has used her experience to raise awareness about the risks in figure skating. She's become an active coach and motivational speaker, openly sharing her journey on social media. Number 1. Michigan, United States, 1994, figure skating. On January 6, 1994, the figure skating world was rocked by an unprecedented attack that would become one of the most infamous scandals in Olympic history. Nancy Kerrigan, a top U.S. figure skater, had just finished practicing at Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan for the upcoming U.S. Figure Skating Championships. As she walked through the corridor, an assailant named Shane Stant struck her on the lower right thigh with a baton. The attack was swift and brutal. Kerrigan immediately collapsed to the ground, crying out in pain. Raw footage captured her anguished cries of, "Why? Why?"
I don't know, it's so hard.
As she sat on the floor surrounded by arena staff. Her father, Daniel Kerrigan, rushed to carry her to safety. The assault left Kerrigan with a bruised knee and quadriceps tendon, forcing her to withdraw from the U.S. Championships. However, the injury was less severe than initially feared. As the investigation unfolded, a shocking conspiracy came to light. The attack was orchestrated by Jeff Gillooly, the ex-husband of Kerrigan's rival, Tanya Harding, along with his co-conspirator, Sean Eckard. They had hired Stant and his uncle Derek Smith to carry out the assault, aimed to prevent Kerrigan from competing and improve Harding's Olympic chances. Despite the attack's intent, Kerrigan's resilience prevailed. She recovered in time to compete in the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer just 6 weeks later, where she won the silver medal. The incident sparked a media frenzy, with Tanya Harding's potential involvement scrutinized. Harding later pled guilty to hindering the prosecution of the attackers and was subsequently banned for life from U.S. figure skating events. This attack on Nancy Kerrigan remains a dark chapter in sports history, highlighting the extreme pressures and rivalries in elite athletics. And that wraps up our countdown of 5 tragic Olympic accidents. From the slopes to the ice rink, these stories remind us of the risks athletes face in pursuit of glory. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll dive into more heart-stopping moments.